Welcome to this segment of the business entertainment where we bring you the latest from the entertainment. Yes, the weekend has been so interesting on the side of the entertainment. This time around, what's making too much headlines, it's not really the movie companies, but it's the streaming. There are streaming wars in Hollywood right there. Not necessarily Hollywood, but in the United States of America. You may be wondering, why do we dwell so much on that side of the USA? The reason why we do that is because really we do it to inspire the local industry, and with time, as time goes on, we're going to be bringing you the stories from the local scene concerning the entertainment and what's really transpiring. So as of now, to kick off the news, the streaming wars that are taking place, I'm going to start with a company known as Locust. Locust was a streaming service, though I am speaking in the past because its services actually were closed. It's a company that was offering streaming services from companies, like from news companies, for example, NBC, Fox, yes, Fox News, CBS, ABC. And so recently it's been after the court ruling in New York, yes, in New York Southern District, yes, the ruling was ended in a way that it disfavored the company, whereby it was supposed to pay 32 million US dollars for copyright damages, yes, to those companies I mentioned, CBS, ABC, and NBC. This was as a result of streaming content, whereby they ended up charging the users for that. You know, according to the American copyright law, when it comes to streaming, if you're streaming something from a station, if you be a non-profit organization, yes, if you come as a non-profit organization, you're granted permission to actually stream it without a charge. You know, you can only charge the users only when you're going to get money, if you want to get money for operation costs. But what happened was that Locust ended up asking for this money from the subscribers, but at the end of the day, it was using it for their own. Yet they came as a non-profit organization. If they maintain the status of a non-profit organization, they could actually be pardoned for that. And they didn't even have a defense for what they did. So it shows you that they were in quite a big dilemma concerning that. Now, this is what happened. It's that they could charge users a fee, subscription fee, but at the end of the day, for those of the users that have not been subscribing, they could have channel interruptions for about 15 minutes when they're watching something. So that's something that really damaged their reputation. And when the government got realized, they were asking themselves, where are these people getting the money? Remember, now, Locust is one of the sites whereby people could run to, whereby they wanted to watch, like, for example, in this season, I guess, there are sport games, you know, on ESPN, yes, basketball, and NBA, whereby people really would be tuning into that. They could be having quite so many clients, but at the end of the day, due to the violation of the copyrights, now they are normal. Last week, I think it was about on Saturday, yes, during that court ruling, whereby they were made to pay a fee of 32 million US dollars for violating the streaming rights. Oh, I'm really thinking, where is this money going? They were getting money from the people. I mean, that's really sad out there, because according to the American copyright law, if you come as a non-profit organization and you're streaming something for the public, for the sake whereby your goal is to feed the public with information, you have some exceptions, and you're only allowed to get money from the streamers for the purposes of maintaining your what? Operation costs, because there are costs incurred concerning streaming, more so for new streaming platforms, because Locust has been quite a new platform. It had just started in 2018 in New York, and the operations ended in September, and recently, last week, that's when the ruling, because after the operations were suspended, the case was taken to court, where they had to pay about 32 million US dollars for the copyright damages. Now, this is what happened. When people could access this website, there are certain specific channels they were supposed to watch. But reports also, we got to realize that these people were getting deals with cable networks, cable TVs, in a way of trying to promote themselves, like soliciting money, something which wasn't supposed to be done that way, because they ended up tapping into markets which they were not supposed to be into, in around 36 markets. Remember, they are given a limit. When a subscriber gets onto the channel, is given a limit on what content to watch. If they want to watch some content from the Fox News, yes, it's okay, they can access it, but there are some channels that are not supposed to. They give you certain limit of the channels you can access through the streaming site, but the streaming site gave them access to more channels to watch, and in that process they ended up charging them money. And when you don't pay that money, your subscription, like when you're watching during the subscription time, you get some bit of signal interruption, something which was a little bit tricky. Now that just went on like that. So to kick off other news in what's making headlines in the world of entertainment is the company known as Comcast. Comcast, yes. Comcast is a cable network company. Comcast owns NBC Universal, and NBC Universal owns Peacock, which is a streaming site. I'm trying to build something before I get where I want to get, because I want us to be together. Comcast is the parent. It's a cable networking company. It's in the United States. It's located in Philadelphia. It's one of the leading, actually even in the United States of America, it's the company that gives people internet, the leading internet user, besides cable. Now, Comcast gave birth to NBC Universal, and NBC Universal backed a streaming site called Peacock. So Comcast is the grandfather to Peacock. Now, the story is Comcast is blaming Peacock, and they are attaching a loss of about $520 million US ever since the streaming site was launched by NBC Universal. So the grandfather is telling the grandson, you have made for me, okay, you've incurred $520 million US a loss. Though currently the CEO of NBC Universal, the parent to Peacock, has come up to say that recently Peacock just had quite a few subscribers and everything is actually running on very well. Reports show that NBC Universal made revenue at the quarter year report, like the previous financial report, shows that NBC Universal grossed about $250 million US, and its son Peacock didn't even make any profit, but rather it made a loss of about 520 million, but the parent NBC Universal made 230 million US profit. So the blame, they're trying to say that Peacock is not doing anything. This was this year, the previous financial report. But when we look at the statistics for last year, we also see that it was the same. Peacock made a loss of 233 million US, yet the parent NBC Universal made profits of just 41 million US. So the overall founder, Comcast, the father to NBC Universal and the grandfather to Peacock, has come up to say, my grandson Peacock, you're not doing anything. So the father of Peacock, that's NBC Universal CEO, Shell, known as Shell, has come up to say, because currently they have about 54 million subscribers and 20 million active accounts. You know, it's one thing to have subscribers and it's other to have active subscribers. Yes, I can be a subscriber and I own, but I'm not yet streaming. I'm not yet getting the streaming service, because when I start to get a streaming service, that's when I start to pay some money. So they have about 20 million accounts that are active. So that has really come out with some big issues right there. Peacock is a streaming site and it streams for movies. Universal Pictures is one. Universal Pictures actually is one of the movie studios which movies are being streamed on Peacock after a deal they signed with Peacock. But though one of the details of the deal was that when movies are being released by Universal Pictures, they will first go on Peacock for the first 4 months. Then after Peacock, they are taken to other streaming sites. And one of the streaming sites they made a deal with is Amazon Prime. Yes. So Peacock has 2 subscriptions. There is a $5, then there is also $10. So they give a $5 or $10 monthly package. So it depends. Though, like majority of the people, they would love to go for the cheaper ones, but though still, when you go for the cheaper one, you don't get the service like the one who was $10. There is a difference. But people globally, more so in the United States, they always love the best. Though it's really sad that they don't really show too much support to their own streaming service companies, but mainly the foreigners. For example, in South Korea, China, many people really go into these streaming sites and they really access this information. So the CEO of NBC Universal, the parent to Peacock, has come up to say, trying to calm down Comcast, trying to say that, these people are really doing well. And, these people are just 2 years old because they were launched, I think, in 2018. That's Peacock, that streaming platform for NBC Universal. And currently, there was a series that made money because the CEO of Shell, Shell, the CEO of NBC Universal, came up and said that actually, recently, this new series that NBC Universal released, Halloween Kills. Yes, I was trying to recall in the process. I was trying to recall the series, Halloween Kills. He came up and said actually it grows really well on the platform. Yes, despite these all talks that are coming up, the series really grows well. And he also said much more movies that are coming up are going to really perform very well. So calm down, Comcast. Calm down, Dad. That's what he's trying to say. Comcast is a multinational American company. It's a conglomerate concerning the telecommunications. Though currently quite a lot of reports have come up to say that its services are a little bit average, and that this has been attributed to the fact that they lack competition. Yes, even the staff, the employees come up to say really negative things about Comcast. I mean, they say they are not really good enough. They are not giving us, because there is even a magazine that came up in 2010. That was how many years back? That's about 11 years back. And the magazine was saying that insight into America's worst company. So when they come up to say, trying to pressure their grandson, Peacock, why aren't you making... And one thing you need to know, whenever you're starting up a new streaming site, there are costs you incur to look for subscribers. Now, these people, they're trying to say, okay, in other words, it's like they're trying to say that Peacock is making money, but they're not disclosing, because the major reason as why they're attributing these loss to Peacock is that they're trying to say Peacock does not disclose its subscribers. It's not disclosing. Yet they only have about 54 million subscribers. So that has been raising issues. And the mere fact that they don't disclose the subscribers, the loss has actually been heavily attached to them, as they're trying to say, these people are not making us any money. We've been having quite a lot of streaming wars taking place in Hollywood at these companies, but it's really interesting because starting 2022, most of the movies, because Universal Pictures, we thank God that it's one of the, it's now getting into the streaming era, and its movies are going to be streaming on Peacock. So I guess starting 2022, Peacock is going to be one of the most rich streaming sites, and it's going to beat Netflix, in my opinion. That's what I think. It's going to beat Netflix, because the grandfather of Peacock, who is Comcast, is a big guy. NBC, talking about NBC, by the way, NBC has quite it's a media company being backed by Comcast. Though NBC just came up with a streaming site where people can stream NBC Universal content. It owns quite a lot of stations. You will be surprised. Those of you, actually, when I was doing a search about one of the companies under NBC Universal, I realized even Telemundo. Yes, those people who love those series, I got you there. Yes. So it's really a big conglomerate company. So I believe starting 2022, because the deal is finally finished, whereby Universal Pictures is going to be releasing movies, and the movies are going to go straight to Peacock, and they're going to make quite an amount of money. That's it for now for the entertainment business news. Keep watching Smart Means Business, and most importantly, Smart TV. Coming up is sports business news.